I talked to Brendan Shanahan today following his sanction on Milan, the one-game suspension. And what was explained to me was that when there have been incidents before with a player, they look at the whole quote-unquote body of work. And so I don't know if it's as strong as being a repeat offender, but he's done stuff in the past, according to Hockey Ops, that I guess go to his character reference when they're looking at putting on punishment. Brendan didn't say this, but if it was his first incident, I would think maybe he wouldn't have been suspended. Brendan didn't say that, but that's my take on the whole thing. If you go back and see what Milan has done, to me it's pretty unremarkable, but they obviously look at everything. I think he got the suspension against Lapierre. He got the fine against Freddie Meyer. He got a warning on Miller, and this. So I might have been missing one, but he didn't get any other warnings. You wouldn't know of warnings because they don't. They're short of a fine. They don't publicize that. So, I agree with the global objective of addressing player safety. And if the body of work means that now he's in that kind of, again, not repeat offender, but the repeat concerns, I guess, however you want to characterize it, then if that's what it is, that's what it is. So I mean, I obviously support the league's attempt at addressing player safety. So and in Milan, I think might have explained to you, and he actually, if you look at it closely, I feel that he did change his game, so to speak, on that check. I thought he stopped skating. I thought if you look at his left arm going in, I thought he tried to lever him so that he could hit him in the crest. And I don't think he hit him as hard as he normally does. So Milan's a guy who's led our team in hits, I think, since he's been here. And he's very rarely been penalized with the boarding, hit from behind, the roughing stuff. So he's a clean player, and that's what the law is now, so we'll abide by it.
Is there some concern, just given the style that he plays and how physical he is, that he is going to get watched more closely now, that's kind of, set him on a clock, so to speak, where they're going to be watching him a little bit more closely on certain plays?
You know what? Our team is watched very closely. And we've got a lot of physical players, and I know our team is watched very closely. So he's part of the team, and he's one of the physical players. So it's our guys are smart generally, so it's not a concern. It's just something we have to keep our eye on.
The fact that you guys have had some guys escape suspension with getting fines instead, is there any way to feel positive about this as far as saying, okay, nobody's going to be able to look at us now and say, well, no Bruin ever gets suspended?
Well, that whole line of thinking, and I've seen it on the record and stuff. I mean, and we've had our share of bumps along the way with the Savard stuff and the Bergeron stuff, and so I don't buy any of that stuff. And I usually look at stuff independently, and I think any arbiter will or should. But in this case, if the rules are you look at the body work, and I understand that, then that's the case. We may go forward at times now with getting a suspension, and I may complain on a case by case, but those are the rules that we play by, and I'm okay with it.
Peter, how important is it not to change the style of play? Obviously, you guys are a physical team for a reason because you built the team in that light. How important is it not to let this change that or impact that?
Well, it's one game for one thing, and so I'm not gonna react to that. We went into the year with the new rule changes, thinking that we're going to be a little more heavily scrutinized. We might have even played a heavier game in the playoffs. And again, people were clamoring that we got away with stuff, and maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But that's the way we built the team, and I'm going to continue to build it that way. And that doesn't mean hey, if I can find another Milan Lucic, I'd be very pleased. I mean, I think everyone in the league would want a player like that. So, no, we won't stray from how we build it, and we'll continue to put the pieces in that have some character and have some toughness.
In the past, Shanahan sort of explained the process that he'd look at each incident, on its own merits, and then the history would be more a factor into what kind of length of a suspension, if they determined suspension was necessary. It sounds like this was a little different, like his past history played into the first part. Did you see any? Yeah,
and he's said that to me, and he said it to the team. The part about the sentencing, but even the part about the trial or the hearing, he's going to look at that stuff, and I think you have to. I mean, you have to look at it. Again, standing alone, I don't think that hit is a suspendable offense. Really, I don't. And there's been a lot worse. There was a lot worse yesterday, and there's some that don't even get called. But I can understand where he's coming from. I mean, the concept that they're using is a sound one, so I'm okay with it.
So, Peter, in that vein, could you look at this as hockey ops has lowered the bar of tolerance, and from now on that hit is going to be suspended, or do you think it's bad luck that he gets suspended for that hit?
Well, I listed his record, and to me that means that's at the very least the threshold now to be in that. And repeat offender is the wrong way to characterize it. However you want to, like those with a record. I don't know how you characterize it, whether it's suspensions, fines, or warnings, or even hard reviews. I don't know exactly what their equation is, but so yeah. I mean, it's memorialized in my mind. Here's what a repeat offender is, or again, lack of a better term.
You said